And there's a hook shot, and he's got onto that. Yes, that's the first one he's played. That's a beautiful shot. Border is a very good hooker, but he's restrained himself in this innings, and that's the first one he's really played. And he goes on to 47, 7 for 268.
This ball was very short indeed. It was closer to Botham than it was to Border. And this enabled Border to have plenty of time in which to get into position to really pull that. It wasn't a hook, it was a pull.
And the slower ball, and well played. He might get 3 here for his 50. I think 2 only, perhaps. Let's see. Yes, back for 2 only for 49. Border to 49. 7 for 271. And that slower ball of both, and the batsman has to really wait for it, doesn't he?
Yes, not only that, it seems to move in the air. It curves into the left-hander, as you can see. And it pitched very close to Border's toes. Possibly... Botham gets a little bit of swerve by cutting the ball, off-cutting it.
And that's his 50. No, it's not. No, no. It looked like it. It went to Gooch.
A few problems now for skipper Mike Brearley. This pair has been associated for an hour. Single. Well done, Jeff Dimmick. Watch the ball very carefully on these bat as it turns slowly away from him.
Dimmick's a great fighter. You see him there watching, as Paul said, very closely, and it's a perfect example of fine focus.
Border back and turns that delicately off his pads. That's his 50. And a very generous round of applause from this rather large Sydney crowd. 3 runs. Dimmick comes back very, very quickly. And that's his first 50 in Test matches. It took him 192 minutes, so it's been a model of concentration. And he's struck 3 fours in it. Well played, Alan Border.
Yes, very good, tenacious innings. He's played very sensibly under the circumstances. Played straight and taken the opportunity there when the loose ball comes along to hit it.
Dimmick now. And he's out, caught.
Dropped.
Dropped? Dear, oh dear. The ball came straight into the hands of... is it Brearley? Yes, it's Brearley in there in that position. Let's have a look at the replay. And they're taking the single. A rather drastic rearrangement of the fieldsman now. The gully comes in. That's Gooch. Fairly close to the bat. And I would suggest that we'll see some alteration in the pace of Botham. Short. Dimmick employing a shot that I think he hasn't used for a couple of years.
And Dimmick certainly thinks he can handle the bowlers because he's gotten the big hook. A little late, but he wasn't in bad position.
And I think umpire Baelish has said something to Botham, and Botham has pointed to Captain Brearley, who's the spokesman of the side. And I think England skipper Mike Brearley will be saying, well, he's hung around for an hour now, and we're not going to pitch the ball up on the half volley. And umpire Baelish is pretty adamant in applying the rule about tail enders.
I think I'd be a bit cross if I was out there right now.
Well, there's no question that Dimmick is playing very, very capably this morning. Of course, he was dropped by that very sharp chance at forward point in the previous over, but look at that for a defensive shot. Bat beautifully vertical.
You can't get him much better than that, and he's had plenty of time. So what does a bowler do on a wicket like this? I think you're entitled to let the batsman know that he's not going to have it his own way, whether he's batting number 8 or number 1.
There he goes. He's a great character, Ian Botham. That's the wicket that the Englishman wanted, because with just Hurst and Higgs now between the end of Australia's innings, there's not a lot of support now for Alan Border. Dimmick did a wonderful job, stuck around for an hour. Let's watch it now.
Well, it's really stirred Botham, because that's quite a quick one, and Dimmick's tried to go the drive, and out goes the stumps.
That's Australia's 8th wicket, with the score at 276. Dimmick bowled by Botham for 5.
Well through the gaps. That's the angle coming around the wicket which makes all the difference, and the stump nicely out of the ground. I love to see that.
Jim Higgs now striding out manfully to the crease. A little bit of a competition between Hurst and Higgs as to who ought to go in number 10 and number 11.
Yes, he's done well, Higgy, to get up to number 10.
3 slips in a gully now as Botham steams in. A Yorker. And a shot that you probably wouldn't find in the MCC coaching manual, but...
it's a Jay Higgs special, though. I was speaking to him just before the start of the play, and he's very pleased with himself. He's batting 10.
No backlift. David Gower in a position about 3/4 of the way to the boundary at mid-wicket for the unknown Higgs lap shot. He's unlikely to play a shot there, I think. That's his shot. The squeeze off the outside edge for a
You're taking him too lightly, Paul, I fear, this great man now. But I think if Jim Higgs is to reach the man there at mid-wicket, he's probably going to take a long 2-wood, followed by another 2-wood, and perhaps a little chip.
And missed again. Taylor couldn't quite find where that ball went. It spun off the bottom edge of Border's bat and went round in circles almost.
This was an unusual one. He's hit over the top of it. It's hit onto his pads, and in fact, he did well there, Taylor, to stop it with his foot. That's a fine piece of wicket keeping. It really is.
3 slips in the gully for the batting of Higgs. And that's a thickish inside edge. Adam Broad very quickly.
He's not the quickest man.
Be out had the stumps been hit.
Beautiful clear blue sky and a reasonable crowd. At 10,000, I would suggest at this stage. Runs this time. There could be 2 in this. It's Boycott down there at third man as Higgs comes back with his 2nd run. And that takes him into double figures. This must be his highest score in first-class cricket. 11 not out. And the partnership is now worth, let's see, 276 when they came together. It's worth 14, of which he scored 11.
Well, can you work that out?
As we say often, Keith, cricket's a funny game.
The boot should be on the other foot, in effect. 11 to Higgs. Well, that must give great confidence to Hurst, his Victorian teammate.
It could be out caught.
Yeah.
Yes, caught at 2nd slip by Botham, I think it was. So Higgs out, caught Botham, bowled Henrik for 11, Australia 9 for 290.
Yeah, it's a good delivery just outside the off stump, and a very good catch, very low down by Botham. He's got some good catches this year, and it's very low. It's quite a simple catch, a little low, but it's just it's quite a comfortable catch, and went straight into those big hands of his.
Really just having a word with Miller, obviously discussing tactics. Push it through, keep it short of a length, I would think. Don't toss it up to him.
Yes. Border may as well take 4 for here by a little lofted shot.
He tries hard, and it could be 4 feet. He picked it well. Straight through the covers, extra cover, in fact, before. That was a beautiful shot. And Border goes on to 60. He jumped down the wicket very quickly and played a delightful shot. So Australia now 9 for 294.
There's a shot. I think he wanted to lift it and got a little close to it. And so he intended and finally hit it along the ground. A good shot. And there's another 4 in the offering, the same type of shot. There's only 1 man deep, and he may as well have a go.
Well, could be a run out on here.
Stupid.
So it's Australia all out. Suicidal run. Australia all out for 294. Hurst run out without scoring. The clock showing 20 minutes to 1 Sydney time. So we'll have approximately 10 minutes of batting by England in their 2nd innings. Let's have a look at this again.
This is absolute cricket stupidity. Cricket suicide. Call it what you like. Look where he's hit the ball. Look where the ball is going. Straight back to the bowler. Oh, well. Not very intelligent.
So the situation. Australia all out for 294, giving them a lead of 142. Australia lead of 142, and Boycott on strike. He's out. Boycott is out. First ball, LBW. England 1 for none. What a sensation.
And it was the simplest of loosener-up deliveries you could ever wish to see. Hogg has just rolled his arm off, rolled his arm over, and Boycott just casually pushed forward and leg before, and Geoffrey Boycott didn't like it. He looked at the umpire, glared at him. This is what you call an absolute loosener-up. Half pace. And it's cut back, as you can see, and Geoffrey pushed forward a little, but he's out. And 1 for none, first ball to Hogg.
So it's Hogg coming in to bowl to Randall, who's on a pair. And Hogg, most times, Keith, you've seen him right through the series, with his first over, it's more or less an arm listener, isn't it?
No effort at all. He just say it's only a slow medium delivery, and the first one was, and so was that. Now it's going to be interesting to see if he bowls a bumper, because twice this series, Randall in the first innings and once in, I think it was Perth, he bowled a bumper and tried to hook as soon as he came in.
So Randall off the pair. He's taken a single out to cover point. Randall 1, England 1 for 1. Australia all out for 294, a lead of 142. And Brearley, who scored just over 50 runs in this series for 7 innings, not in very good form at all. So it's a lot of pressure on him at the moment. Hogg bowling to Brearley. Must be close.
Ooh, look at the slips.
Everybody went up.
Ooh, they all went up in slips. Very keen out there. And a very similar delivery and a very similar stroke that did Geoffrey Boycott. Almost identical ball. Looks like a carbon copy of the one of Boycott, wasn't it? But this time given not out. Well, you're sitting at home. You can judge it for yourself. He's given not out.
Hogg bowling to Brearley. Well up, and Brearley's off the mark. It's a nice shot past extra cover. Being chased by Darling. Brearley coming back for 2, and that's all he'll get. Hogg bowling to Brearley. And Brearley once again flicks that ball down to fine legs, and quite a nice shot from the bowling of Hogg. Moves on to 3, and the total 1 for 4. Hogg bowling to Randall. It's a nice shot from Randall through mid-wicket. Taken 1, should get 2 quite comfortably, which they do. So Randall also 3. Dimick to Brearley. A single to Brearley. He plays it out to point. And Brearley moves on to 4, and the total 1 for 7. Randall taking guard from umpire French. Well, England have quite a sizable task to win this match, Keith.
Especially with the great man out, Geoffrey Boycott.
And that's a good delivery. That must be close. Ball ducked back very late.
I would like to see that one on replay. I would like to see that. That came back very quickly, as Jim Berg said, and he's shuffling on the crease. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, well. Oh, well. I don't quite agree with the umpire looking at that one. I normally don't say that, but it looks pretty plumb to me.
Well, what a sensational opening. As invariably happens, the next ball's hit for 4. That's a nice shot by Randall, past extra cover. Ball well pitched up, and he hit it right in the middle. And Randall moves on to 7. And the total 1 for 11. So at lunch, England 1 for 11 in reply to the Australian total of 294.
And Hogg will bowl the third over of the innings, the first over after lunch. And it's England skipper in the helmet, Mike Brearley, facing. And Brearley forward on the front foot. Off the inside edge of the bat onto the pad, I suspect, down to fine leg, quickly through for the single. A misfield by Hurst, but Brearley had given up hope for a second, and so the misfield wasn't costly. Just 1 run. Hogg, 30 wickets in the series. Another no ball called, and Randall in position, eased it off the outside edge. It's racing down towards the boundary. And Tui won't pick it up. That ball fairly scooted across this dryish ground now. 4 runs takes Randall into double figures. Wood has dropped back. And backward square leg. And Randall felt a little bit for that one, but got on top of it, put it wide of Yallop in the gully. It's coming out towards the boundary in front of the members' stand. There'll be 3 runs in it. There's a long throw back from Yallop. And that 3 to Randall takes him to 14 and the total to 25.
And Hogg again off his short run.
Really works that one away off his hip, runs straight down the middle of the pitch. Very quickly through for the first run and comfortably back for the second. Into double figures now. He's 11. Short, and Randall hooks this time, but hooks very, very well indeed. Dead square of the wicket, along the ground, all the way into the fence in front of the ladies' stand. Big pair of shoulders, Hogg. Well up, and Randall drives straight, a lovely shot. Straight back where the bowler delivered the ball, racing out towards the boundary, but Darling is after it. He prevents more than 2 being taken. And a good hard return back to the bowler's end. 2 to Randall, in good position for that drive. England down to the 40s. Randall 23.
Look at that movement again, onto the back foot, and now forward again into the drive. Quite astounding. Randall goes so far back, one would think that he couldn't reach very far in front of the popping crease when he drives, but he does, he gets there.
England now just 101 in arrears. On the leg stump, Randall packs it away for a single. And that's Dimmick doing the fielding.
Well, it's Higgs, and he'll be bowling to Brearley. And that one spun, didn't it?
That didn't, well, the length of it surprised me. The fact that it spun so much, that's a huge spinner.
It's a good shot played by Brearley and a single, and that's the 50 up to England. And great bit of throwing by Yallop it was from mid-off. He threw the wicket down, but Randall was quite comfortably home. And looks like bowling change down at the far end. Hurst will be coming into the attack. That's a nice shot by Brearley. Could be 2 in this. No, he's deciding against it with Hogg doing the fielding. At fine leg, so 1 only to Brearley. Takes him on to 19. And the total 1 for 51. Could be runs here to Randall. Yes, that's a nice shot from Randall. 2 or 3 in it. Looks like only 2. So 2 to Randall takes him on to 30. The fieldsman was Dimmick, by the way, and the total 1 for 53.
Outfield still quite slow. That was a good shot, yet he only got 2 runs to it. No, many an occasion in Sydney when that would run for 4.
Hurst bowling to Randall. Another nice shot. There'll be 3 in this. Wood, the fieldsman. And going back for 3 quite comfortably. So Randall moving very nicely on to 33 and the total 1 for 56. Really the batsman now with Best bowling to him. More runs, 1, possibly 2. Hogg, the fieldsman, really looking for 2. He'll have to
Well
run.
run by Brearley.
And over the head of the second slip down to the boundary for 4. No need to run for that. And that's runs, yes, down towards the boundary. A chase there for Wood. They've taken 2. Let's see if they want a third. This time they're running much more freely between wickets, and they come back for the third run easily.
Higgs now to Brearley again. That's Hughes at mid-off. Wrongen, Brearley picks it and punches it square at the wicket on the onside. That's 4 runs. And he reaches wide for that, but it's beautifully steered wide of Wood in the cover. Darling's after it. It won't reach the boundary. They'll come back for 3.
In fact, Yallop is still maintaining 2 men in the catching positions in the slip and gully. Also Wood in the catching position at short leg. And yet he stationed a man out at deep at square leg, so he's had to pull his mid-wicket out and drop him right down the fence.
There's a single. Could be more. Yes, it beats Hogg. And that'll go out to the boundary. It's 4 runs.
Border from the far end now to bowl to Randall. To Darling. And the full toss hasn't been put properly away. There's a misfield there. They get a single there. And the total going up to 99. Higgs to Randall. Well, that one, the batsman, I think, had plenty of time. Was too short.
Yes, I don't know what Randall was trying to do here, though. He spun and it's almost as if he tried to pull it away in the end.
And appeal for leg before, but very, very close, but not out. That was the one that went straight through.
Yes, I think perhaps it was a little bit of a bat, or in fact it may have been going down the leg side.
From the far end, it's Border. He'll bowl to Brearley. And that wasn't a confident shot either. That was in the air off the bat.
Turned his wrist a bit quick here, I think, and he's got this on almost on the outside edge as he's tried to turn it to square leg.
Not easy going for the batsmen out there. It's taken them from 4:30 to 5 to 5. That's 26 minutes now. In fact, it's 4 minutes to 5 to go from 96 to 99.
It's better delivery. They've in fact gone from a rate of nearly 4 and over in their first 10 overs. Now that they're just over probably 2.25.
Which means the last 30 overs have been very slow. Well, attempted sweep. No run.
I think Jimmy Higgs would be pretty pleased with that one, because that was about middle and leg. Let's have a look at that now. He's thrown it in there. Yes, that's definitely about middle and leg. Short also for the sweep. But that's what happens when the pressure goes on. You start to get a little concerned, try to do something you shouldn't.
Full toss, and he'll only get a single from this full toss. And that's the 100 up. A raw to Great England's 100, 1 for 100, which is also the century partnership between these two.
That's very high.
There's a volley, and if it's not put away for 4, it might be a couple here too, as we have a fieldsman out there, Hurst. And that's the 50 to Brearley. Brearley's first half century of the series, and it ends a long runabouts. It's his 8th innings to reach a half century. And Higgs round the wicket, and he'll bowl to Randall. And a single straight away, maybe more than that, because Wood has a run round. They'll get 2, and that's Randall's 50.
And there's an appeal. I think it's Boulding. Yes, the first or the second wicket to fall. Brearley bowled by Border for 53. 2 for 111.